You need good health to survive the stresses of big city. Sometimes you want to escape, to run away from the strain, the pressures, the chaos. And we do run away from the city, to breathe the ocean air or to roam the forest. We yearn to do this intuitively, but often the opportunity evades us. Either there is no ocean near, or the forest is beyond our reach, too far away, in the middle of nowhere. So, what's the answer? The scientists offer us relief. They develop unique natural products such as bioeffectives, products from the forest based on conifer needles, produced by an Australian-Russian company, Solagift. We've called these natural biologically active substances bioeffectives because they offer a unique effectiveness. This unique effectiveness is connected with the material itself, the conifer needle. 150 million years ago, the pine and fir appeared on Earth. Since then, many species have become extinct, but the conifer species have endured and they stand out for their enormous biological power within. Scientific research has revealed that the conifer needle contains an enormous amount of useful materials, such as vitamins, carbohydrates, amino acids, and minerals. Products based on these needles successfully replace antibiotics. They treat infections, cancer, ulcers, and myocardial infarction. And there are almost zero side effects. Modern technologies have realized the potential within these needles to solve vital problems connected with health and prolong active life. Bioeffectives have shown outstanding results in many areas, including cosmetology, animal husbandry, and agriculture. Today, science is proving it. Tomorrow, everyone will be able to experience it. The history of Solagift Limited began in 1993. 10 years later, in 2003, the company had already reached the Australian and German stock exchanges. Solagift is a public company. There are more than 2,000 shareholders. It is headed by its board of directors. Peter Stadwell is the company's secretary. Dennis Kilroy is a strategy and business development consultant. Charles Pellegrino deals with management and international marketing. The chairman and founder of the company is Vagiv Sultanov, an honorary Doctor of Science of the St. Petersburg Forest Technical Academy, PhD of Chemistry, and a qualified medical practitioner. The company consists of Russian scientists and Australian businessmen, and has close connections with specialists of the leading clinics and research medical institutions in Russia. The Tomsk plant, operating with the most latest unique and innovative technology, is the pride of Solagift. When I started running the company in 1992, nobody believed it would be possible to obtain this level of documentation, regard it as a serious paper, and use it later for registration in the West. Today, the company has 22 patents. 4 of them are international ones. And if we have to apply for 10 more patents tomorrow, we have enough material for it as well. Solagift is a company that operates within the Australian market, but its roots are in Russia. The story began about a century ago in Russia, in the St. Petersburg Forest Technical Academy. The founder of the conifer needle extraction process and a new scientific branch, forest biochemistry, was Fyodor Timofeyevich Solodky, an academy graduate. Solodky in the 30s had already thought about the utilization of the crown of the tree. It was material that went to waste. But it is alive. For example, a pine, 95% of the so-called living elements from the tree are found in its needles. That's the very core of the subject. Solodky started his research with the study of the chemical composition of needles. And very soon he started to isolate a class of organic substances from them that became precursors of the first range of medicines. This is a higher doctoral research dissertation by Fyodor Solodky. It contains a report with all his papers written up to this time. Then, when we were working in the laboratory, a book, volume 119, was published that looked like this. This is a book of collected papers written up to that moment. I take care of these books. You see, this is the utilization of the live elements of trees. Solodky's research went from the laboratory to manufacturing, at the experimental educational facility in Lysina, where the main product, chlorophyll keratin paste, was made. Also concentrated vitamin C, essential oils, conifer water extract for baths. 10 products in total were produced in Lysina. Part of the product was delivered to the cosmetic and soap manufacturers, where Lesnoye and Carmen soap, famous at that time, were made. They started using the green conifer needle in different areas, including animal husbandry and agriculture. New types of feed are made at the farm feed kitchen, hay and coniferous flour. Its making is mechanized. This machine reprocesses 2.5 tons of flour in 8 hours. Hay flour doesn't yield to best concentrates in respect of containing proteins. Coniferous flour is a perfect feed with vitamins and a condiment to main food for pigs, chickens, and geese. They were experimenting and researching. Solodky succeeded in finding a method that helped to liberate a large complex of active ingredients from the needle almost without modifying it. Nowadays, the company produces many natural preparations from needles. They differ in properties and using, but their origin is Professor Solodky's bioeffective A, or chlorophyll keratin paste, that leads the list. Nowadays, Solodky's legacy lives on with Solagift. It researches conifer chlorophyll keratin paste, its potential, its new properties, and its possible applications. Not long ago, it was thought that nerves, smoking, and alcohol caused stomach diseases. But in 1983, Australian scientists Barry Marshall and Robin Warren proved a bacteria named Helicobacter pylori caused peptic ulcers. This work culminated in a Nobel Prize, and doctors got an opportunity to cure peptic ulcers with antimicrobial agents. The leading Russian clinics and institutions got involved in tests of bioeffective A in the treatment of Helicobacter pylori. Products based on this paste demonstrated excellent efficacy. This bacteria is killed under the influence of comparatively small amounts of chlorophyll keratin paste. It is significant because these diseases are not often cured with antibiotics. In the St. Petersburg Pasteur Institute, bioeffective A was tested for one more common infection, Trichomoniasis vaginalis. This problem is rather intimate, that's why it is not widely discussed.
Сейчас есть очень бдительные, очень хорошие данные.
Now we have very convincing data for these products' effectiveness in trichomoniasis therapy. It is the name of a culprit which affects both men and women, and unfortunately can cause infertility. It's a very important issue these days.
В наши дни очень важно.
In 1994, the International Agency for Research on Cancer called Helicobacter pylori a carcinogen of the first order and accepted it could cause stomach and esophageal cancer. We started clinical research of conifer chlorophyll keratin paste. We chose patients with pre-cancerous stomach disease. We were giving them bioeffective A and were monitoring them 6 months after this. In other words, we noted the symptoms and indications they had before treatment and after it. We got the following results: a registered improvement of functional stomach activity. Also, patients stopped complaining of constant gastrointestinal problems. The most important thing is that precancerous symptoms regressed. Working with the Australian company Solagift's product Bioeffective A, we have noticed it has excellent antibacterial effect. Furthermore, it does not influence organisms negatively. It does not cause dysbiosis. Bioeffective A is a powerful antibacterial agent for various infections, including golden staph, MRSA, and MRSA. And maybe the most important thing is that it's a pure conifer needle extract, a well-balanced natural complex with high curative properties that has almost nil side effects. Dealing with such a mixture of substances, you understand this complex may be used everywhere, and its applications were really proven throughout the Second World War, especially during the siege of Leningrad. On the 29th of August 1941, the army of Nazi Germany cut all mainline railroads connecting Leningrad with the country. The blockade and starvation started. People of the occupied city had a ration 75 grams of bread a day and nothing else. The scurvy started. Everyone then had the scurvy. Blood ran from the gums. When you bit something, the gums bled. This was such a disease. Everyone was swollen. Here comes an old woman, but look at her. Indeed, it's a girl with a swollen face. It's horrific to look at. Even today, it's painful to recollect it. The city under siege needed vitamins. The Forest Technical Academy offered to use Solagift's preparations from conifer needles. There was enough material surrounding Leningrad. Production was quickly organized. The branches were cut, then it was cut into pieces, without branches, without pitch. The pitch shouldn't be there, only the greens. They covered it with cold water. Valeria Mikhailovna was only 17 when she and her friends started working in the conifer needle processing plant. When everything was ready, the water was very bitter, dark green bitter water. After manufacturing, the needle drink was sent to the army, to the hospitals, and to the kindergartens. The drink was not tasty, but it was natural. Children didn't like it, but they had to drink it to survive.
Мы не понимали, что это такое, это понятно, да?
We didn't understand what it was, so we were not very keen, but our carers made us drink it and told us it was very useful. My husband, for example, was in the siege of Leningrad. He was a child, and they got these pine extracts in the nursery. We can say they were natural vitamins, and he remembers they called them the elixir of life. No army hospital in Leningrad worked without chlorophyll keratin paste. It was used for septic wounds, treatment of severe burns, and frostbite. Pine extract was used as antiseptic in surgery. Certainly, this product passed the test of time. You can't find a better place to trial medicine, a whole city that became an open hospital during 900 days, in summer and winter and autumn, in spring. It was a test of immeasurable scale. Today, Solagift produces a number of natural products made from green conifer. Bioeffective A, Bioeffective B, Bioeffective S, and finally there is a unique, let's say extraordinary product, Bioeffective R. Its medicinal form is called Ropran.
Ropran is a product that is like nothing that's been seen before in the pharmaceutical industry. It's a product that is so multifaceted, it's almost incredible for people when they hear about it.
Ropran is derived from the very delicate and refined processing of conifer needles. It's a long chain of isoprenoid alcohols, polyprenols, which are synthesized both by man and all living organisms. They convert in the body to dolichols, key elements of the dolichol phosphate cycle. There is currently great interest in them all over the world. Scientists of Solagift were the first in the world to successfully produce them in commercial quantities. Generally, we have developed technology which is extremely effective and allows us to isolate these substances from conifer needles with a high level of purity. Polyprenols are involved in the synthesis of glycoproteins. In other words, they make an exchange between carbohydrates and proteins in a cell membrane, regenerating an unhealthy cell. The value of polyprenols is difficult to overestimate. Almost all diseases start with a cell life's distortion, and it's especially polyprenol compounds which could bring the cell back to life. They don't cause rejection or any allergic reaction as do many other natural compounds. They're just part of the normal metabolism of the cell and the human organism. The lack of such compounds leads to poor health. The synthesis of polyprenols is broken and the immune system is compromised. It is even known, for example, that the cell structure in cancer cells is damaged. Within it, there is a lack of polyprenols and other compounds. In other words, a normal cell contains 100-fold more of these compounds than the cells of a cancer patient. Initial research of Ropran and the first experiments were carried out on animals with liver disease, because the liver of both man and animals has the largest amount of these compounds. It's not the only reason, though. Liver problems exist all over the world. The liver is one of the largest and most hardworking organs in the body. Consequently, liver regeneration is the foundation of health in the human body. The impact of Ropran on preclinical liver resection studies was stunning. There is usually scar tissue after treatment with commonly used conventional drugs. In cases with Ropran, the tissue remained as alive as it was before the disease, and the cells of the regenerated liver after Ropran had normal functional activity. In 2007, after 10 years of preclinical tests and 4 years of clinical trials, Ropran was registered by the Pharmacological Committee of Ministry of Public Health as a hepatoprotector of natural origin. Ropran has really emerged to be a fantastic medicine with various unique characteristics. During trials it presents itself well, and not only as a hepatoprotector. Solagift has therefore decided to continue to study its new and special properties. Today, preclinical and clinical trials of Ropran for the prevention and treatment of Alzheimer's disease are being undertaken here in Russia.
Для России, например, проблема
The problem of Alzheimer's disease is not very evident here in Russia, only because people don't have a long life expectancy, don't reach old age, you know. But it is a significant problem in the United States or Australia or England.
большая проблема Альцгеймера.
At the Neuropharmacology Department at the Institute of Experimental Medicine in St. Petersburg, trials were undertaken in male Wistar rats with simulated Alzheimer's disease.
В результате проведенных тестов нами было установлено
The test results showed that Ropran therapy of rats with Alzheimer's disease leads to the absolute regeneration of damaged memory function and learning processes as well.
процессов обучения и памяти.
The positive results from the preclinical Ropran trials allowed the clinical trials to be conducted in the oldest Skvortsova-Stepanova Psychiatric Hospital No. 3 in St. Petersburg.
Мы обнаружили, что он оказывает
We have found out that it has a positive effect in age-dependent mental afflictions as Alzheimer's disease.
болезнь Альцгеймера.
Investigations of Ropran's influence on healthy-aged volunteers were also carried out in Australia.
Прошли серьезные клинические
In Australia,
испытания.
we've passed serious clinical trials testing the product on people aged from 65 to 80 years old, monitored with the aim to see if the product in its minimal concentration could influence, if it could improve, memory itself. And we have got very interesting results. We have data about its effectiveness in multiple sclerosis therapy and also the treatment of Parkinson's disease.
Склероза, а также Паркинсон.
Ropran research is ongoing. Oncology, viral infections, heart disease, brain injury, stroke, etc. And in every area there are impressive results. Forests occupy about 60% of the territory in the Tomsk region. Half of it is coniferous cedar, pines including Siberian pine, spruce and silver fir. So it is not by chance that Solagran productive facilities are concentrated here. But how can Solagran solve environmental problems?
У меня очень четкая и ясная позиция.
I have a very firm attitude to
Наша
this.
технология.
First of all, our technology. It does not kill any plants. We only deal, to put it mildly, with waste wallowing on the ground. We take this waste, so-called coniferous branch,
так называемая
and recycle it.
хвойная лапка или ветви. Мы ее перерабатываем.
I believe our company is environmentally friendly in that we don't cut down the trees. We merely take elements of the forestry, of the byproduct of forestry. So on that part of it, we have a fairly clear conscience.
Each item of factory equipment, and we have more than 100 of them, is the result of creative, non-standard engineering work. Nobody can replicate the technologies we use in the plant.
The first production facility in the world that can produce commercial quantities of polyprenols under a patent protection that's owned by Solagift.
If laboratories around the world get only grams of polyprenols, the Tomsk plant gets 20 kilos of them a month. And this is just the beginning. I think we'll reach a figure of 50 kilogram by the year 2009, and we'll reach 100 kilogram by the end of 2010. It is a stupendous amount. Nowadays, Tomsk plant makes only concentrate of polyprenols, and St. Petersburg pharmaceutical factory Galina Farm produces Ropran. Quality control during the production process and control of the finished product is very strict. Everything is up to GMP standards.
GMP – это good manufacturing practice.
GMP means good manufacturing practice. These are very strict regulations and standards. There are pretty harsh American GMPs and similar European standards, but they're more relaxed. we are harmonizing our production with the European requirements.
Наше производство с европейскими требованиями GMP.
The Tomsk plant is based on unique, high-quality, innovative technology. We're only lacking our own pharmaceutical manufacturing facility to produce the finished product, and this will happen very soon. We take into consideration the construction of the pharmaceutical factory in the Tomsk Free Economic Zone. In 2008, Solagift became a resident of the special Free Economic Zone in Tomsk and has ambitious, extensive plans. Solagift will continue to manage the expansion of its technology, enabling it to put absolutely new products on the market.
On my forecast, within about 18 months, Solagift should be able to make something in the order of $60 to $70 million in revenue. And beyond that, when they get the second plant in Tomsk up and running with the 200 kilogram capacity, we're looking at something of the order of $600 or $700 million in revenue. And the company, I mean, in terms for investors, the company should be well over $1, if not moving towards $2 at that stage, probably, hopefully within the next 24 months. There's a lot of upside.
Australia is a country where people not only love and appreciate nature, they want to be a part of it. People tend to have a healthy lifestyle here. They go in for sports and use natural products for the maintenance of their health. Solagift offers not just natural products in the Australian market, but also products of high quality which are in demand. Especially true for athletes or people who experience mental and physical stress daily.
Solagift products really allow the undercurrent, the underpinning of the performance to be integrated for the person, to allow deep rest and to enhance immune system and other systems.
Okay, so I use 3 of the Solagift products. The first one is the Bioeffective A, so I use that as part of an overall program for my diet and health and well-being, so especially around the gut and looking after digestion.
Solagift offers Bioeffective B as a sauna therapy that helps athletes release different toxins and lactic acid from their body. It intensifies perspiration and reduces stress, which prompts recovery.
I've used the sauna therapy extensively over the last 18 months, a couple of times a week, and also the drink. And I found both have had marked effects on my ability to recover.
Yeah, so the Bioeffective B is done in conjunction with a sauna, which is something I generally do after a match, sort of 24 to 48 hours after I've played. I guess the effect you feel, to me it sort of feels like some of the lactic acid which is being produced from the match is sort of metabolised quicker than it would be were I not to use the treatment. And then the Bioeffective I is a drink which I'd have once daily. I feel that's sort of good for hydration, and I also think it's got some benefits as sort of like an antioxidant in preventions of colds and things like that.
We should also note that Bioeffective I is a pure Siberian pine sap. It's appreciated not only in Australia and not only by athletes. In Tomsk, where this product is produced, it's sold in pharmacies and is very popular. That's why these days kindergartens buy this product as a preventive health measure. They know its effectiveness. Solagift is ready to prove the effectiveness of its products by results, not just numbers and facts. My little son takes Bioeffective A, in fact, from the age of 20 months. And now, if, for example, his mother forgets to give it to him, he asks where his capsule is.
Эти продукты, они заслужили того, чтобы...
These products merit being available for all mankind. That's Solagrand's mission. That's its philosophy, its aim. It is to make them obtainable, not only in Australia or Russia, but all over the world.
Допустим, в Австралии или в России, а в любой точке земного шара.
Solagrand's mission is to serve mankind, to free it from pain. This isn't just an advertising slogan. The company believes these products contain astonishing properties that mobilize the body's inner resources, enabling it to fight disease and heal itself. They are a beacon of hope for humanity.